Hi, I'm Kim. You're watching Kim Wilson TV. My channel is dedicated to helping victims of narcissistic abuse get free and stay free. Before I get going with this video, I just want to take a moment to thank our friend Willa very much. Willa, thank you for your continued support. I really appreciate the donation to our channel's PayPal account. Really quick public announcement. We still have a rental unit available in Chicago, Illinois, and we are looking for safe rental accommodations in St. Louis, Missouri. So if you do have a safe place for a fellow victim, please let me know at kimwilsontv@gmail.com. I'm very much behind on emails, and I'm sorry for that. Your emails are very important to me, and I'm going to try and get caught up this weekend. Now, we've got some friends here at the channel that are having a really hard time, so I have been trying to invest more time on Skype, one-on-one with people. And in addition to that, I've had so many friends from the channel visiting Vallarta last week and today. I've got more friends coming today, so that also has kept me quite busy. And for those of you that are still planning on coming down, that's fantastic. I can't wait. Now, yesterday I was on Skype with a woman. We had a great conversation, and the conversation started the way most of the conversations start, and I want to talk about that today. Conversations with victims and survivors always start the same. He seems so charming, so nice, and he does these really great things for me. Meanwhile, I'm suicidal, my life is falling apart. I mean, how do you explain this stuff to people? Now, during a conversation yesterday with a wonderful woman, a friend here at the channel, she was explaining what was going on in her life, and she said to me, my finances are in ruin, I'm broke, my business is failing, I'm going to have to declare bankruptcy, and the only aspect of my life that the narcissist really hasn't meddled in is my finances. And I had to say, wait a minute here. You're sick? I mean, she's physically ill, she's emotionally ill, she's stressed out, she's losing her mind, she can't sleep, she can't eat, she's just not functioning normally. And all of that is spilling out onto her job. I mean, she gets to her job, she gets to her business, and she just can't unlock the doors to the general public because her stress level's too high. And this is a problem with covert narcissism. Everything can look okay on the outside. We ourselves can be gravely fooled by what's going on. I mean, once we talked about it a bit more, she came to realize that the incredible deterioration in her health has definitely played a huge role in her finances. The fact that she's so stressed out and really is not comfortable right now in the general public is keeping her from opening her store. The lack of revenue is now causing her to declare bankruptcy and possibly lose her home. So though the narc does not appear to be right in there meddling and touching things and involved with daily operations of her career or her business, most certainly the deterioration to her mental health, her emotional health, her physical health, her spiritual health is certainly playing a huge role in this. And the abuse sometimes can be so covert that though it's happening to us, we don't even know what's happening. Narcissistic abuse can be so covert that though it's happening to us, we don't even know what's happening. And though there's a very clear trail, that leads to the narc in regards to the financial trouble that Julie's experiencing, she was not able to even identify that. And I know that was happening to me too. Now, before I left Alberta and went back to stay at my house, of course I was still with Trevor, kind of on and off, hit and miss, but basically with him planning my exit strategy. Now, I had a job that I love very much, and I'd been there several years, and I worked for a wonderful family, and I designed furniture with them, and well, we custom built furniture. It was a dream job for me. I mean, I would sit on this beautiful furniture all day with lovely people going through, swatch books of fabric, discussing color combinations. I mean, I got paid really good money to do that too, and yeah, dream job for me. Now, towards the end, before I left, while I was planning my exit strategy, of course, I was hoping to hang on to that job till the last minute. But what he started to do was circle my work in his truck. Now, I knew he was circling my work because I could see him. My boss was starting to see him. People were starting to see him. And they'd be coming up to me going, damn it, Kim, he's circling the building. Like, what's going on? Or I'd be with a client, somebody would come up from work and say, hey, Kim, hey, by the way, he's parked out in the alley, or Kim, he just pulled in and out of the parking lot a couple times, what's going on? So now I'd go back to the client, my mind was fried. You know, I couldn't remember what the hell we'd been talking about. I was completely distracted. Now the client's going, Kim, are you okay? So I became extremely inefficient at my job and ultimately left my job, well, because I actually did believe that my boss deserved better than, you know, the performance level I was able to give at that time, because I was terrified. I was scared to death. I was freaking out at work. And I was starting to look very sick. I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleeping, I was showing up at work looking quite haggard, and it just wasn't working anymore. So did Trevor meddle in my work directly? No, he didn't, but he certainly did play a part in the demise of that job. I mean, I was so stressed out, I couldn't think. I looked a mess, I looked sick, I had big rings under my eyes, my hands were shaky, I was stuttering at work. It was just a train wreck. And my boss had been very supportive, but really out of respect for them, it was time for me to go because I was just no longer efficient and completely distracted. I would see my clients coming in and I'd say to, you know, a coworker, please, can you take them? I can't do it. You know, I got to go upstairs. Like, I can't do it. And that's what was happening to me over and over again. So though there was nothing that appeared to be Trevor's direct involvement, everything was directly linked to Trevor. And then he'd give me a call at work and he'd say, hey, I'm in the parking lot, I picked up lunch for you. And he'd drop me off at work in the morning and pick me up in the evening. And, you know, people would be thinking, damn, what a nice boyfriend. You know, he's picking you up lunch, he's dropping you off at work. And the truth is, you know, he was keeping an eye on me. He wasn't doing it to be nice. I knew that. But for anyone, a stranger who didn't know better looking on, he just seemed like a really nice guy that cared about me and would go pick me up a coffee during the day and just call randomly, hey, I'm driving by and, you know, I picked you up a coffee. And that's not what he was doing. He was checking up on me. He was spying on me. He was creeping me. He was stressing me out. I was almost having a freaking heart attack. Constant nosebleeds, handshaking. It was a nightmare and I could barely speak. I was stuttering so much. So, you know, how would I have gotten help with that? I mean, how would I have gotten a restraining order? Do I go down to the police station and say, look, this son of a bitch is picking me up coffee during the day. He's picking up lunch for me. He's dropping me off at work. You know, he's picking me up from work. I need a restraining order. Like, I'm going to die. I mean, like, how do you explain this to people? Now, most of us have said we felt crazy, and I certainly felt crazy, and it's the sort of thing that certainly makes us look crazy. I mean, how do you explain this? Now, I think what this really boils down to is the importance of a collective like this, the ability that each of us have to support and validate each other. Now, though it may look normal to people on the outside, we certainly know what's going on. And when people, you know, tell me these stories, it often starts out with, oh my God, Kim, it was so horrifying. Like, he picked me up from work and then he took me out for dinner and then we went to a movie and oh my God, I almost died. Like, I'm going to commit suicide. Now, I get it, right? I mean, I get all that. And when I say it back to you, you get it, but not many people are going to get it. So, you know, if you are having a hard time telling your story today, please feel free to dump it in the comments because there's going to be a whole lot of people here today that get it. One thing about a covert narcissist, nothing is as it appears. So if anyone wants to talk, you know, my ID at Skype and Zoom is Kim Wilson TV, and I'd be happy to be that sounding board for you if you need to vent today, because it is so frustrating not being able to tell this story. I mean, we can tell this story, but we end up looking nuts as fruitcakes, and yeah, if you're not there, you're not there and you're not going to get it. And we've all been there. Guys, I just wanted to share that with you today. So if there is something going on in your life and you're not quite sure what's happening, chances are the narc is directly linked to it. I'm Kim. You're watching Kim Wilson TV. I hope you're having a great narc-free day. Love you guys lots.